linear congruence. So linear congruence definition is an expression of the form Ax is congruent to B mod n, is not congruent to 0 mod n is called a linear congruence. So here this is very important, remember that one. Now here I'll go for theorem. Statement: the linear congruence Ax is congruent to B mod n has a solution if and only if GCD of A comma n divides B. Proof. First we have to prove here GCD of A comma n divides B. Afterwards, taking this one, prove it Ax congruent to B mod n. First you have to take this one and you have to prove that GCD of A comma n divides B. So afterwards conversely you have to prove, because if and only if they asked. So take this one and prove Ax is congruent to B mod n. Suppose that I'll take x naught is a solution. X naught solution is anta tagondidini, right? So what I get here from congruence definition prakara, here I am taking a x naught congruent to B mod n. So here this can be written as n divides a x naught minus b. Here congruence relation prakara you can write like this, or you can by definition of divisibility. You can write like this. So this can be written as ax naught minus b equals n times of k. So by the definition of divisibility you can write here like this. So for k belongs to integer, so b equals, you can write ax naught minus nk. B equals ax naught minus nk. So I will write this one as here b equals a times of x naught plus minus k times of n. Here look at this one, n is a multiple of GCD of A comma n, and A is also a multiple of GCD of A comma n. So what I'll do here, I'll multiply some integer x naught into L1 into x naught into a plus L2 times of minus k times of n. So here I will take, you can write this one as L1 into GCD of a comma n plus L2 of GCD of a comma n you can write. So directly you can write L1 plus L2 times of GCD of a comma n. So I will write this one as here L into GCD of a comma n for L belongs to some integer. So here you can skip these two steps also. These steps you can skip, directly you can write this step. So no problem in that one. So suppose that sorry, so what happened here? Therefore here what you have, it is b is there. So this can be written as what you get, GCD of a comma n divides b. Divisibility property here, b equals some integer into n, so then n divides b. So GCD of a comma n divides b. So remember that one. So this proves the theorem. Now here this one. Now conversely you have to go. So what do you get here? Conversely, so here suppose that I take GCD of a comma n divides b. A comma n divides b. So this implies that b equals some integer into GCD of a comma n. I wrote this step here. So I am going this step here. I am, instead of L, I am taking m here. For all m belongs to some integer. So here b equals m into, I am writing linear combination for this one, congruence. Here for this one I am writing, for GCD I am writing the linear congruence. Linear congruence means what you get here, ax plus by form. So I am writing this one as here ay plus nz for y comma n belongs to some y z belongs to some integer. So what happened here, b equals a times of y times of m plus n into z times of m. Here I am writing. So I am taking this one to left hand side. So b minus a times of ym equals zm into n. Now this is in the form of divisibility property. Here this is, you call it as sum b equals, I will call it this one as k and here n. So b equals, what you get here, some integer into n. So that means n divides b you will get. So like that here also what you get, n divides b minus a times of ym, b times of ym. So this this implies that you can, this one also, otherwise you can write this one as n divides a times of ym minus b. Here for example, here 4 divides 8 you can write, so 4 is also divides minus 8. So both are same. If you take it minus common, you will get like this, right? If you take it minus common, so both are same, no problem in that one. So this implies a times of ym is congruent to b mod n. You can write. So instead of x, what is there? Ym is there. So therefore ym is a solution. Ym is a solution of ax is congruent to b mod n. So this proves the theorem. So here, for example, I'll give one here. First one, the following linear congruences for x is congruent to 3 mod 18. 3 mod 18. So when you get solution, you have to check it. So here you have to find out the GCD of a comma n. So you have to compare with what you get here. Ax is congruent to b mod n, right? So what is here? A equals 4, b equals 3 and n equals 18. So find out the GCD of what you get here, 4 comma 18. So 4 comma 18, what is the GCD? Here 4 can be divided by 2 and 4 itself. 18 can be divided into here 2 6 and here 9 18, but what is the greatest common divisor is 2. So 2 is the GCD, and here therefore here D divides B. So when D divides B, you will get a complete integer. Complete integer means 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that, if you get 10, 15, 20. So only integers, no need to fraction. Fraction barbardo, only integers, round numbers barbeku. Right? So what you get here? 2 divides 3 will get. B value is 3. So what I get here? If you divide these two, you will get some fraction get. So 2 does not divides 3. So 2 does not divide 3 means you don't have solution for this equation. Remember that one. So therefore no solution exists. No solution exists. So I take another one. So here 4x is congruent to 6 mod 18. 6 mod 18. So you have to compare with a is congruent to b mod n. So what is a? It is 4, b is 6 and n equals 18. First you have to find out the GCD of a comma n. So GCD of what do you get? A 4 comma 18 is 2. So here D divides B, you have to check it. So B divides D means what do you get? 2 here, this is your D. So D divides B value is 6. So 2 divides 6 is, you will get 3. Remember that one. So you will get 10 solution for this equation, linear equation. So if you get 10 solution, you later on you will get some procedure is there. So this is the method. equation have solution or not. This is the method to check. Okay, next theorem. Theorem. Suppose GCD of A comma n divides B, so then AX is congruent to B mod n as GCD A comma n distinct solution, distinct or incongruent solution. Both are same. Distinct or incongruent or both are same words. Okay. Solution separated by n divides GCD of A comma n. So before going to proof, what is incongruent and congruent I will tell you. Here congruent means, here suppose x is congruent to 6 mod 9, x congruent to 15 mod 9. So if you have two solutions for same problem, 6 either remainder is 6 or 15, here mod is same, so you will get 10 same solutions, same numbers here. Okay, in set you will get 10 same solutions, but this is congruent. Here in incongruent, here suppose if you have remainder is different and here also remainder is different, then number of set or distinct elements you will get. Distinct elements you will get here. So that is called an incongruent. You will get same number of sets in both the equation, but here in incongruent you will get the different number of elements you will get here. Different numbers only you can think. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಿಯರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಬೋತ್ ಈಕ್ವೇಷನ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಈಕ್ವೇಷನ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎರಡು ಈಕ್ವೇಷನ್ಗೂ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಬರ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಕಾಂಗ್ರುಯೆಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಕಾಂಗ್ರುಯೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಪ್ರೂಫ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ಬಿಫೋರ್ going to proof, I will write again statement here once again. Theorem. Suppose GCD of A comma n divides B, then AX is congruent to B mod n has GCD of A comma n distinct or incongruent solution. So separated by n divides GCD of A comma n. GCD of A comma n. So I'll go for proof. We'll take one set D equals GCD of A comma n. So D is equal to GCD of A comma n. We'll stop. Suppose x naught is a solution. Suppose I am taking x naught is a solution. So x naught is a solution means I will consider one equation here, that is x naught plus n divides d into some integer. So for k is belongs to any integer. Now I'll multiply for this one a. So a into x naught plus n divides b into sum k. So I will multiply this one. So what I get, a into x naught plus what I get here, a divides d into k, sum a into sum n here. So this can be written as, this equation can be written as is congruent to a x naught mod n. So here what happened, this one, look at here, a is also GCD of a comma n and d is also here. So that means what do you get, d divides a comma d divides n. For this here, a is a GCD of a comma n and d is a GCD, so that means d divides a and d divides n. So this is nothing but a equals some integer d you can write. So that means if you dividing this means, so this remainder is always 0. This remainder is always 0. So this remainder is always 0 means, that means a x naught is congruent to mod n you will get. So what happened here, then I will take this one, this element as b. So b is congruent, b is mod n, right? So what do you get, x naught here, this is I am taking x here. So x means what, this element. So x naught plus n divided d into k or solution to ax is congruent to b mod n. So these are separated by n divides d. So that means n divides d means what you get, GCD of a comma n. So this is the proof. So we have to go for conversely now. So we have to prove it is a GCD of a comma n is distinct solution. So what do you get here? We know that x naught plus n divides d into k is a solution for all k belongs to some integer. So you have to prove it isn't distinct. So I will take two here, one is k1 and another one is k2. So I will get two equations. Suppose x naught plus n divided b into k1 is congruent to x naught plus n divides d into k2 mod n. So what happened, this one, I will take this one to left hand side. So x naught plus n divides d into k1 minus x naught minus n divides b into k2 is congruent to 0 mod en. So here what happened, x naught is get cancelled. I take it common as n divides d. So what do you get, k1 minus k2 is congruent to 0 mod n. So what happened here, now this can be written as n divides here n divides this one, and it means congruence definition. What is congruence definition? A is congruent to B mod n can be written as n divides A minus B. So what do you get here? This can be written as n divides k1 minus k2 minus 0. So n divides here, n get cancelled, this d goes to numerator, so d divides k1 minus k2. So this can be written as k1 is congruent to, here go for this method here. Now k1 is congruent to k2 times of mod d. So what is d taken? D is GCD of A comma n. GCD of A comma n. So therefore these are GCD of A comma n is incongruent solution. Here k1 k2 are different values will get, so we'll get an incongruent solution. So for example, okay, I will take one example here. Example first one here, 15x is congruent to 20 mod 25. It is an linear congruence equation, right? So here it is in the form ax is congruent to b mod n. So what is a here? A is 15, b equals 20, and here n equals 25. Now you have to find out the GCD of what do you get? A comma n. So GCD of 15 comma 25. What is the GCD? So here you can find GCD by Euclidean algorithm. Remember that one. Or you get Euclidean algorithm, A equals BQ plus R. So using this one you can find out the GCD also. So now here I will write directly for this one. So both are is divided by 5. Remember, both are divided by 5, and here 5 is also divided with 20. So what do you get? GCD is greatest common divisor is 5. In both you will get common divisor is 5. First you have to check it, that one. So 5 is the GCD. So 5 is the GCD, means this is your D. So now that means you have an, for this equation you have an 5 solutions. Remember, you have an 5 solutions. So these are separated by n divides GCD of A comma n. So n divides d, right? So what is d? D is 5. So what is n? N is 25. 25 divided by 10 is 5. So separated by 5. So that means, how will you find out that one? Means here that means if you have, suppose one solution is 7 for this equation, just I am taking it is an 7. It is not an exact solution, some I will taking 7. So afterwards no need to prove all those things, and here no need to prove all general formula also. So directly you can calculate next one here. So first one solution is 7, means add 7 for 5, so you'll get another one is solution is 12. So add 5 for 12, so what you get? Another solution will get 17. So add 5 for 17, so what do you get here? You will get an 22, and add 5 for this one, you will get an 27. So these are the solutions. So you will get an 5 solutions, and here if you divide n divides d, that is also 5. Suppose for this equation first solution is 7. If you get 7, then no need to proceed again for next find out the next solution. So you can add 5 for this one, you will get 12. If you add 5 for this one, you get the 17. ಈ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ 7 ಅಂತ ಬಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ n ಡಿವೈಡ್ಸ್ d ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರ 5 ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈ 5ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದರೆ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಎನ್ 5 ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್. ಈ 5 ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂದರೆ d = 5 ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ d = 5 ಬಂದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ 5 ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್, d = 2 ಬಂದರೆ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ 2 ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಕ್ವೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ದಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್.